Conservative activist Charlie Kirk died September 10th at a Utah Valley University event. Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, was shot and killed at an outdoor event in Orem, Utah. Charlie Kirk became famous for his bold conservative opinions. He was starting off his American Comeback tour before the single gunfire to his neck. The suspect, Tyler Robinson, has been charged with aggravated murder and among other crimes. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. This killing is being treated as a political assassination. The prosecutor says the suspect's DNA was found on the rifle's trigger, which tied him to the crime. While on the phone with his father, he implied he was the shooter. For his reasoning, he stated there's too much evil in the guy, referring to Charlie, spreads too much hate. Political science professor Allamong explains what could occur from this incident.
Really can go one of two ways, right? Like people could get further entrenched into their side and, start to change their views that this was like an okay thing, or it could really go the other way and suggest that, people start to come together a little bit more. The proportion of people in the public who are not in support of violence remains very high, and many people seem to suggest that they want some sort of change to reduce the divisions that we're seeing. So of course we have to, let time pass to figure that out.
The death of the conservative activist has resulted in an outburst from the public.
I think it's a little ironic about how he preached so much about the Second Amendment and how it was his God-given right, and how a few deaths were unfortunately necessary, and then he ended up dying due to the thing that he was so insistent on protecting. I think we should take into account the actions and the words that have been spoken during their life, and I don't think anybody should be celebrated for dying. That is an awful thing to do, regardless of how anybody lived their life. I do not think you should celebrate the fact that somebody died. I do not think you have to mourn that person, though.
And regardless of the side of the aisle you're on, you should be mourning him. And the people that are laughing and cheering should be absolutely ashamed. I think that now we're not afraid. Charlie showed us to be courageous. He showed us to talk across the aisle, to speak, to have that discourse. Because without that, this country is just going to get worse and more polarized, right? And speaking of polarization, what you see is the people that are cheering on the far left, on the radical far left, that are cheering, that are celebrating his death, those are the deplorable people, and they're a part of the problem.
The Charlie Kirk incident is an ongoing development. I'm Pham, UH News.